I'm going to help you figure out how to get started with your literary analysis essay. So you should have already read about literary analysis essays in general and taken the quiz on the literary analysis. You should also have by now finished the novel. So you are ready to think about what kind of literary analysis you are going to do. So if you click on Literary Analysis, Essay 3, you will see all of the links here. And I've posted things multiple places, so hopefully you will not have any trouble finding things. This is the basic introduction to literary analysis. Here is how to read a work of literature using critical thinking skills and with a mindset toward finding a theme that you're going to consider and figuring out how that theme works to create a certain type of literary criticism. So if you have watched the initial videos, you will know that different types of literary criticism have different lenses. That's the way it's often described for literary analysis. If you're having trouble with the novel and trying to think of a certain theme to focus on, you might go through these discussion questions that I found online. Some of them repeat each other. They were posted online by different book club sponsors, so that would be helpful if you need to figure out what type of literary criticism you're going to do. Or you can go back to literary criticism and move on to step 3, research to find secondary sources. And I have 3 different types of literary criticism here that I will continue to update with information as it comes to mind or as I go through and try to help students as they work on the assignment. So you have a basic handout that the library has produced. If you click this blue link, you will see what the library suggests for using AVL for research. Now, I have also posted some articles here, Colson Whitehead AVL articles. If you are just sort of still trying to figure out how to focus on a certain theme, you might click on these articles and see what you can find that would work for you as far as finding something written in one of those articles that focuses on a certain theme. So instead of just going back through that, though, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use AVL once you figure out, or you could find more articles on Colson Whitehead, or you can find more articles on a certain type of literary analysis. So you click on Alabama Virtual Library, go to College and University, and you can just go to the general search. I say Colson Whitehead. Let's try searching for the novel. No Boys. All right, let's try it. It is a Pulitzer Prize winning novel, so there will be several interviews with Colson Whitehead that you'll find and book reviews and things like that. Normally, I don't allow students to use a source that says overview or review, but a lot of these reviews actually contain some things that could be useful for literary analysis. So because the book is so new right now, I think I will allow you to use a review as long as it's at least 500 words. So don't use anything that's shorter than 500 words. So in this review, the title contains racism, so you might explore the theme of racism and use that as one of your sources. Apartheid is part of Jim Crow laws and racism, so that might actually go with that. And some of these are from all over the world, so different countries are reviewing this novel. Let's see. I'm intrigued by this title that Colson Whitehead reminds us to see ourselves. So I'm going to click that. Actually, the next one is the same. Did you notice that? So I have 2 in a row that are the exact same author and exact same title. So this is from Time Magazine and this is from Time International. Don't try to use both of these. Use only one of them. So don't use the same article twice. You need 3 secondary sources. So make sure you get 3 secondary sources. Let me click on this one and just see. This looks like, because Barnes & Noble is a bookstore you're all familiar with, it looks like this one, yeah, that one's going to be too short to be a viable review. So don't use one that's that short. It should be a good long page. So at least 500 words. And it generally will give you the word count. Let's go back to the results list. The Barnes & Noble one, I don't see a word count, but be careful with those. Let's see. So we'll do the one where he reminds us to see ourselves. Here's the word count here, 1210. This one says 1200, so there's some extra wording somewhere in there, probably an attribution to maybe even just Time International and South Pacific edition versus the American edition. But we'll try this one. So we have an audible version. You can listen as you read. So you can even change the accent, it looks like. So you'll want to pause the video right now. Do a search for Colson Whitehead Nickel Boys and find one article right now that you can use. So I'm going to pause and let you catch up. I want you to find an article and read it, and then we'll go to the next step. So a lot of this article is really a biography of Colson Whitehead. So if you wanted to focus on a historical analysis, one way to do that is to focus on the author's experiences. So this article would be perfect for something like that. In addition to biographical items in a historical analysis that you would mention, you can also look at actual historical allusions that are in the text. For example, this article mentions the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act and Jim Crow quite directly. So the goal for using your secondary sources in your body paragraphs is to find something that you can use from the secondary source and connect it to something from the primary source. And the primary source is the novel. So if I wanted to look at this section of text, I might copy that. Let me see if I can just pull up a Word document really quickly. I will pause a moment. And you pause too. Pull up a Word document. Do this with me. To get a Word document ready so that I don't have to worry about changing font and spacing later on, I'm going to go ahead and set my font and my spacing. I'm going to make sure my spacing does not have any extra space between paragraphs by clicking that, or by clicking this little paragraph settings. I don't need a special indent yet. And then I want don't add space. Sometimes this says it's like 0.8 or something, but we want it to be 0. Both of these, 0, double line spacing. Okay. Now I will type my name and my instructor's name, and I will type my class, and I will type the due date for my assignment, which is I don't know when. Let's say that it's the 25th of October, which I don't think it is, but you get the idea. So that's how you type a date in MLA format. Now I'm going to be ready with my working thesis, because the first assignment that you're going to do as you're doing your research is to come up with a working thesis and a works cited. So here it is, formatting, leaving that space. Now for my works cited, I need to give it the title, works cited. Remember, I need the novel and the 3 secondary sources. So I've centered my title. Now I'm going back to the left, but I want now to go to the paragraph formatting And under indentation, I want it to be a hanging indent. So I'm going to click OK. Now I need to go back to my article. And I'm just going to go ahead, since I have this highlighted, I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it into my document here. I'm right-clicking, and I think I'm going to, oh, I hit merge formatting, which gave me a hanging indent. So sometimes that happens, that's fine. I'm just going to leave my hanging indent for the time being, because what I want is to save the quotation and to know that it is going to be with the correct. Okay, that's driving me crazy, but I'll fix it in a moment. What I need to do is make sure that I know this is going to be cited correctly. So I want to make sure that I have my parenthetical citation ready to go. And I need to know what the works cited is going to be so that I can do the parenthetical citation. Whoops, I lost it. Come back. There it is. So I need to know that from the bottom of, oh goodness, I don't get the bottom stuff from AVL in this one. So what am I going to do? How am I going to do the works cited? I can click Cite, or I can go back to our Blackboard page and I can look at the Writing Center format samples, resources, MLA documentation handout. I can print the SAM student handout, or I can print the MLA works cited handout. And this is a journal article, so I could follow that. I could write the author and then the article title, all that. Sometimes if I'm doing that, I just copy what I need from whatever thing is on the screen that shows me what I need, and I'll just paste it to my document. Let's see if that works. Yep, it worked. So I just pasted it there, and now I can go back and say, all right, is there an author? If so, I need to have last name, comma, first name. So let me take a look. Where is it? Nope. Here it is. So the author is Jackson Mitchell with the middle initial S. Jackson, comma, Mitchell. So it's Mitchell Jackson, but Jackson, comma, Mitchell. Now I need my Word document. Where are you? Okay. The author. The title of the article was, I don't remember. Author Colson Whitehead reminds us to see ourselves. We'll put that in. In quotation marks, followed by a period. See how nice it is to have this? Now, us is a little word, but I capitalized it because it's significant to the meaning of the article title. So capitalize all the major words of it. Don't leave it all caps. If you hit Cite and they do it for you, they either capitalize it all, you need to fix that. It needs to look like what I just did with only the first letter of each major word capitalized. So the source is Time International. I'm not going to put South, well, I should put South Pacific Edition. That's fine. I will do that. Time International. It should be italicized. I'm not sure why they don't have it italicized here, but we'll do it. Oops, I need a little space. Time International. I would really like to pause the video, but my icon went away. Okay. Whoops. So I may just run out of time, but we'll figure it out. So I'm doing that. I need a space. I need a comma after this. This is italicized. And then the volume number, volume and number. So that is up here. I saw it somewhere. Yep, volume 194. And then issue is the other number.